Hello again. This video here we're going to look at criteria 2.1, that's using drawing facilities on a slide to create simple graphics, 2.3 grouping or ungrouping drawn objects, and criteria 2.5 applying background features in an auto shape. So here we have a slide, and if we're going to create some simple graphics we can just come over here to the Insert tab, and we have plenty of shapes that we can have a play with here. So there we are. Let's have a smiley face, and let's also add a nice square. Okay, and let's see if we've got any other shapes we can use that will be acceptable to us. There we are, a nice arrow. Okay, so we can use various shapes to create something that may look like a logo of some description. So let's just change some of our shape settings here. So we can affect our shapes individually. So we could change what our fill colour is. So there we are, there's a nice orange. And let's just put that on there, like that. And we can do the same thing here. Let's make that. And we can change some outlines as well. Let's just come up with something like that. Now you can see here where I'm moving this across here that this appears behind some of the other shapes, and we can change how the layering of these things just by choosing to bring something forward. So that's come in front of our square, but is still behind the arrow, so we can bring it forward again, and now here we have the beginnings of a admittedly very poor but a logo of some description. So here we've got multiple items. This is a fairly simple graphic. You could use any types of shapes that you want. If we are happy with what we have, what we may want to do is ensure that these stay together, and so we can employ something called grouping, and by that what we need to do is make sure that we've selected everything. So you can just select around the whole thing, or alternatively choose each shape whilst holding down the Shift key, and when you have done that we can choose to group the object together. And so there we have a nice grouped object that satisfies criteria 2.3, and of course if we do want to make any changes we can always ungroup it and make some changes. There we are, let's change that so it looks a bit more like that, and of course we can then just go back and group those things back together. Each of our auto shapes we can, let's ungroup that again. Each of our auto shapes, in the same way that we've edited some of the other shapes like text boxes, etc., we can do the same thing, and we can change the background itself. So we could make it a gradient fill, we could add a texture. There we are. So for criteria 2.5, applying background features in an auto shape, we can apply the same kind of formatting that we have applied elsewhere when using text boxes, etc. So that satisfies 2.1 drawing simple graphics using the drawing facilities. In addition to this, we can change our shapes marginally, so that's worth having a play around with, and we have got a variety of different things that we can add on there. 2.3 satisfies grouping or ungrouping drawn objects, and then finally 2.5, applying background features in an auto shape.